So, there's quite a bit I want to convey to my wife and explain to her, but now is not the time. And I can't do it before I get the kids from her. But as you all know, I'm obviously being held at bay by court ruling. So I want to discuss that a little bit. I'm in this situation due to my wife's corruption. And the situation is the tyranny of corruption. Is not just an unreasonable point of rule that I'm not to be within so many feet of my children, but it is also dually a form of corruption within the tyranny. See, our children have the same rights that we do, and those rights are constitutional. They're not only constitutional, they correlate with human rights, and none of them are alienable. So in the case of children who don't yet understand and can't acknowledge what their rights are, they require speakers. Speak for those who cannot speak for themselves. Do for those who cannot do for themselves. Judge for those who cannot judge for themselves. Our children each have the constitutional right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And whether or not the courts or the authorities having jurisdiction want to acknowledge children's rights throughout all their rulings, it doesn't mean that we should stand back and away from doing what's right regardless of any court ruling. So the things I have to say to my wife have to be spoken after I get the kids from her. I'm not even trying to tell her beforehand. But they go along the lines of something like this. You've made problems out of nothing, and then you've let those problems become situations for everyone to handle. And in that, no one has sat around messing with your head. I have refrained from doing all of that. I have been super patient with what I initially thought was a depression. And when there was no need for it, there was no reasoning for it, and there's no excuses for it. You've pulled knives on me numerous times, and each of those times I've swiped them from your hands. I swiped them so quickly, you stood there like, oh my God, what, you know. How did I not cut myself in the process? I do Kung Fu. You've seen me recover many fumbles in the kitchen. You've seen me move quicker than you can blink an eye. And it's all been with compassion. I never used the facts that you pulled knives on me for any reason to beat your ass or kill you. You haven't gotten your ass beaten at those moments in time, and you haven't been killed. You ever pull a knife on me again, and you're going to be taken crazy to the grave, because I ain't tolerating your shit. I don't care what your deal is. Depression, mental illness, rage. You make the decisions to do what you do. There's no excuses for it. In that, the time and place of your death can always be up to you. It's not up to me. I'm letting you know that now. Pull another knife on me again, and you're taking crazy to the grave. Swing another baseball bat at me again, and I won't be fleeing to escape any kind of situation dealing with that. You pull another baseball bat on me again, I mean, at our front gate of all places, I'm gonna be dropping your ass. Like, I will fuck you up quicker than you can even drop the bat. It's a known fact that I fuck people up. So, in this world, there's all kinds of calamity and crazy shit occurring all around the planet. And in this country, we are granted constitutional rights. They're simple at first. We grant each other throughout every instance and moment complete freedom from discrimination, racism, anything which could tear your spirits down. It is our human right, not R-I-G-H-T. It's our human right, R-I-T-E, to bank on fruits of the Spirit. It's not your job to make me happy, but it's also not your place to tear me down. I've been content. I thought we were going to live a long, happy life together. I didn't do anything to botch that. And in all seriousness, we are granted the Second Amendment right to bear arms. That also happens in many numerous ways. You start out, it's case sensitive. You start out with voicing, hey, if you don't knock this off, whatever it is that you're doing, I'm going to be forced to swing on you. And then you take steps up from there. I like giving everyone the benefit of the doubt that they'll back out of whatever it is that they're doing, and not just killing anyone for any reason. And then there's stuff like with the baseball bats. You are restricting me from my constitutional right to freedom, to simply be, to simply come and go, simply live life to the fullest. And at that, law enforcement officers would like me to flee and call them, surrender the exercising of my rights to them. I've done that already. And those instances have only made matters worse, because you call me a traitor. Well, I ain't fucking on your constitutional rights. I'm definitely and certainly not a traitor. I'm very peculiar about constitutional rights because they do play into all of our emotions. And that means we are, playing, handling a currency of fruits of the Spirit. However prosperous you are in fruits of the Spirit depends on how you handle whatever it is that you need to resolve. Well, you haven't communicated. You haven't been kind. You're definitely not kind. You told me that we are not the same and that I am not kind. Well, damn straight we're not the same. I'm not a subhuman fucking piece of shit. And I won't fucking stoop to that level. So, you want to continue to be subhuman? Fine. You want to continue to hinder the livelihood of your family? You're going to have to leave. You want to continue to be completely and utterly dysfunctional? Like I said, you can always choose the time and place of your death. I am not fucking with you. You think everyone's gonna buy into the fact that you're fucking crazy? I don't believe you. You think everyone's gonna buy into the fact that you're a victim? Not gonna believe you. I mean, could you honestly? look God in the eyes and tell him that I am an abusive husband? You can't, because I'm not. I have responded to all your terrorisms accordingly. You know, I don't make it a point to hold things that you've done against you. I've always been like, okay, she was drunk. That's one thing. She didn't mean to do it. But then when you do it again, you're showing otherwise that you're not just drunk. You are exhibiting a pattern. There's absolutely no excuses for the decisions you make. And you walk around and strut your stuff as if anyone else is at fault. And the only one at fault is you. And what my fault is that I've been in this marriage and family life to win it. I've been in it to win it. However, once I saw the reality of the situation, in that you have narcissistic personality disorder, and that what initially started and supposedly began with postpartum depression has been nothing but your mask falling off, because you laid it onto me thick when we first started talking. And I can honestly say that you have gone back on everything you said. Everything. Every fucking thing you've ever said, you've gone back on your word. Fine. Go live life elsewhere with no one on your own goddamn time. I'm not having it. And the people don't need it. You're tying up emergency services with all your bullshit when they could be responding to serious situations where people are in need. And you were completely and utterly disrespectful, rude, bullshit, dysfunctional, and disruptive. I found myself in a mess that I couldn't have made if it weren't for you. Like, seriously? Shut the fuck up. Turn around and go sit down by your fucking self and stick that goddamn foot in your mouth. And while you're at it, eat a dick with AIDS on the fucking tip, bitch. But you know, as far as I would really like to convey those things to her, I still have hope. And I give her the benefit of the doubt again. And, you know, in that she's mentally ill, she's trying to mastermind her own outcome in every situation. And what she's doing is she's creating cause for concern through unreasonable rule and unruly behavior. You know, it's and then she plays everyone with her immoral superiority. Like, oh, she's superior? Jesse Smurl. I have never come across the likes of you. You are spoiled fucking rotten. You have a fallback anytime you need it. And when you need it, you basically created the situation out of nothing. You are a fucking fag, dude. That's what I'd like to say. But it's not time. It is not time to convey. She has played everyone. She has played law enforcement officers. She has played county social workers. She has played her parents. She's played, she's played God, so to speak, in playing the role of some kind of God. I have never, ever, ever encountered the caliber and capacity of such a fucked up person. I don't even know what to say. I'm like, hey, everyone, hold this for me. Hold this for me. I might have to drop this bitch. Yeah, I'm gonna get my kids. Hold that for me. I cannot fucking believe her shit. It's just been one super big and long mind fuck. I returned home with the kids on the premise that we would get marriage counseling. And then when I said, when I asked her when we were gonna begin marriage counseling, she laughed at me. She fucking laughed and called me an idiot. And then, so she's doing all this shit on a neighborhood-wide level, completely trampling everyone in her path. And then comes home to abuse her family. It has been nothing but a goddamn fucking nightmare, dude. I can't believe it. I don't believe a word she says anymore. I don't trust her actions. And regardless of any court order, I have good cause, damn good cause, to keep in touch for the kids, and damn good cause to disregard absolutely every part of this shit. And extremely good cause to go and get my kids. Suddenly, she's all grown up and responsible after having pulled all kinds of shit through attempting to mastermind her own outcome in every situation she's involved in. No, thank you. I don't believe it. I don't buy it. I'm not going to tolerate it. Our children do not need to be around a mind fucker. She's a crazy maker. She shames little 3-year-old, 4-year-old, 5-year-old kids as evil when they're just kids. She is a fucking bitch. A nuisance and a top priority to fucking drop if need be. If and when. I do not oppose every individual throughout the authorities having jurisdiction. I'm telling you, people. I'm telling you, period. Giving you this notice that you want to charge me with the crimes of domestic violence when I already called for emergency services and, told them, I don't know how to explain this, but I have a recording of what she's doing with us, me and the kids, on a daily basis. Such a high frequency that that's all we had from her. She has completely crushed the living environment of our family. She's completely abused our children. She has absolutely no right to do what she's been doing and then to stand against anyone who sees and says or does otherwise than what she thinks and says or wants you to do. That's what's up. This is a grave injustice that's occurred, and I'm not trying to tangle with the cops. I want the cops to be in their places, ready to respond to emergencies for people who require them and need them and desperately need them in dire straits. I don't want to fuck with the cops. I'm the seraphim in the fool. What are you going to do anyway? Fucking gun down a disabled man who can barely fucking walk? That'd be one hell of a thing to do. And what are you going to do, if anyone does that and I get back up again? That's what it's looking like. I value everyone's constitutional rights because I care for them. I care about their emotions. I invest in fruits of the spirit, and I will also extend my reach into the Second Amendment right to bear arms to the fullest. I love everyone, and I don't want to see or have anything to do with injuring others or handling others at all costs to their life, safeties, and well-beings. I'm the craziest, if you want to put it that way, man on the planet. But I'm also the deadliest man on the planet. I'm not wearing this shit for the video. I'm out here in public and just covering my face. So, I know what it's going to be. No matter what I do, the story's going to go on. No matter what you do, the story's going to go on. However, it may not continue for you. That's what's up.